introduction. Thank you very much. I'm so honored and grateful to be here. I always want to give a disclaimer because I feel more like everybody in the audience than somebody that should be up here speaking. I don't have whatever that gene is, but I'm going to do my best. So I'm also a little intimidated following those folks, so just bear with me. The topic of thirst, I kind of interpreted that the way my teenage children interpret that, which is more of a desire or a longing. So I chose a passage in my book that I hopefully expresses that. And yeah, no vulture bites for me, but I did get some sea urchin spine stuck in my finger in Hawaii once, so that's my badge of honor. And in this portion, we have two adult sisters, Emerson and Tilly, and they just got into an argument. They're in the car together, and so we meet them after that argument. And this is Emerson that's narrating this. I'm just merging onto the Sunset Highway when my cell rings. A regular phone ring, not chariots of fire or any such nonsense. You're calling me, I say, handing the phone to Tilly. She doesn't even look at me, and on the fourth ring, my voicemail answers. I make an exasperated sound in her direction and dial my voicemail and listen to the message. Mother says that she took your phone by accident. She says Gavin just called for you to tell you your nettle came in, and that I'm to take you there and also get potatoes and an onion. And where exactly are we to find Gavin and his nettle? Her nettle, Tilly says. My nettle. The co-op. Take the first exit before the Lake Road exit. You'll see the sign. We drive in silence to the exit, and she points me to the gravel parking lot, where I park near a rusting red pickup and a Subaru covered in Left Coast bumper stickers. I retrieve her wheelchair from the trunk, grateful that the rain has tapered off so much, and hold it for her by the car door. Tilly lifts herself swiftly into the seat, and I step back to shut the door. How often does Henry stick up for me, I ask, trying to make her smile. Ask him yourself, she says, and pushes hard to wheel around me. I stand back and watch as she rolls herself to the wooden wheelchair ramp and up into the store. Her hair is still pleated from the braid and wavy down her back. She looks strong and determined, and the feeling comes sharply that I do not know her, my little sister, my always needing attending to sister. I realize I don't know the difference between who she is and what she became, what I made her into, or if they're one and the same. I look around the mostly empty parking lot in a place I've never been before. Hands in the pockets of my raincoat, letting the mist collect on my face. The damp smells clean and green, and I hear low thunder in the west. A warning, the rain is coming back. I turn my collar up, push my hair behind one ear, and walk up the steps beside the wheelchair ramp into Gavin's co-op, expecting nothing. The co-op is concrete floor and plastic bins and metal shelving, a study in economical furnishing. The ceiling is low and feels claustrophobic to me, but the walls are brightly covered with conference posters, yoga pamphlets, framed art. I'm surprised to find one of Tilly's paintings next to the dairy case. It is one I haven't seen before, but her style is distinctive, even without the small title card. I know it's her work. It's titled Preamble, a large framed canvas in oils. In the foreground is a small group of what appears to be migrant workers in the field watching a brilliant sunrise in the distance. It's a gorgeous painting and could easily command several $1,000s. I'm quite sure she donated the painting to the co-op to make some sort of statement. That's the sort of thing Tilly does all the time. I wonder why she doesn't just sell the painting and donate the profits to her favorite charity for the tax write-off. I decide to ask her later when she's feeling less peckish toward me. I look over to see Tilly in the produce section, parked in front of a short-haired woman in a dark green apron. The woman is sitting on an upright wooden box at Tilly's height, talking animatedly and sporting a wicked grin. She is lean and wiry and boyish, with almost black spiky hair, and too many earrings, and a thin white t-shirt, and jeans under her cloth grocer's apron. I sigh and walk over to where they are parked. Tilly introduces me, and the woman, Gavin, reaches up to shake my hand firmly. Her eyes evaluate me, and I feel lacking in some measure, although she's easily 15 years younger. Tilly asks me to pick out some potatoes for Mother, and I'm pleased to have a project. I look over the produce and watch Tilly with her fiery friend. Watch the way her fingers dance toward her neckline, the way her head tilts, the way her eyes glance down and up again. Gavin reaches out and puts a hand on Tilly's knee just for a moment, just to emphasize whatever story she's telling, and Tilly's own hand wanders unconsciously down to rest on the spot she's touched. Surprise jumps like a tiger in my throat, and I drop my potatoes onto the concrete floor. Both of them look at me, then back at each other. I hurry to pick the potatoes off the floor and peek at them from my knees, suddenly eager to read the signs. I was not expecting this. I did not have this definition for my sister. Makes me wonder what else I've been missing. It's true it's been years since she's had a steady man in her life, only one since her divorce from that fragile poet Statham. But I chalked that up to age, to menopause, to routine. Figured she had discreet encounters, same as I. I'm a little embarrassed to watch, at my need to watch, but it's exciting too, like flipping through the channels and pausing on one you don't normally see. There are several other customers in the co-op, and a man behind the counter, but no one is watching me watch them. I walk to the other side of the produce aisle and pretend to examine organic peaches. Gatlin says something and Tilly laughs, brushing her hair back. She looks so much younger, happier than I've seen her in ages, and my heart opens a little to see her diamond shine. I think of young green trees by a sweet little creek, bending to reach the morning sun. I close my eyes and smile a secret smile. When I look again, Tilly is heading toward the restroom and I carry my potatoes to the small counter. Gavin is behind the register now and smiles at me. Would you like to become a member of the co-op? Oh, no. No, thank you. I'll just wait for Tilly then. Did she remember her nettle? It's right here. She puts a large plastic bag of chopped green leaves on the counter. Have you had nettle tea before? Not that I remember, I say, arching my eyebrows. Does it sting? Gavin smiles a charmingly crooked smile and shakes her head. She follows me as I walk toward Tilly's painting. What do you think of your sister's work? She asks. I think she's gifted. I also think she's overly generous. Gavin laughs. I don't think there's such a thing as overly generous. I think the world needs more generous, in fact. Tilly joins us from the bathroom and I raise my eyebrows to show I'm more than ready to leave. Gavin nods her over to the counter and I stand blessedly alone while she pays for her things. I watch Gavin lean over the counter on her elbows, raise her eyes to me, and then say something low to Tilly. Tilly laughs and I decide to wait outside. The parking lot is cool and empty in the late afternoon. I lean against the car and rub my head with my hand. I'm just searching in my bag for Excedrin when Tilly comes out of the co-op and rolls down the wheelchair ramp. Your friend is... The look in Tilly's eyes stops me from saying whatever joke I was going to make. She didn't like me, I say. Not that I'm surprised. What did she say about me that was so funny? Tilly tips her head and I stammer a little. At the counter, you laughed like you were embarrassed. I'm sorry if I embarrass you. God, you're vain, she says. She rolls to the passenger door and I hold it open for her while she lifts herself to the seat. I collapse the wheelchair and stow it in the trunk, then sit beside her in the Lexus. She asked if I liked dinner, Tilly says. And of course I stupidly said dinner, and then she said because I like dinner, and I'd like to like dinner with you sometime. And then she said she made great gazpacho, and could I come over this weekend? And then she said, your sister doesn't like me. I turned to look at Tilly. She said that? Past Tilly I can see the porch of the co-op, where Gavin now stands calm in her garish green apron. She waves to Tilly, then waves big at me. I barely raise a hand back. So we're pretty sure we don't like each other, I say. Wonderful. Tilly sighs. I told Gavin that you're difficult. This makes me laugh out loud. And I told her that you don't like anyone. Which isn't true, I say, pulling out of the parking lot. And I told her that you're just jealous and I'd love to have gazpacho with her this weekend. I thought she was electrifying, actually, I say truthfully. I didn't want to take my eyes off her. I imagine there are a lot of married women that do their shopping there just to have her look at them in the eyes the way she does. Tilly looked shocked and I opened my eyes wide. I'm completely serious, I say. She probably has her pick. Although I felt like she was trying to intimidate me. Yeah, Tilly says, you two are just peas in a pod. I look at Tilly and smile. I like her best when she's standing up for herself. She smiles back and looks out the window. Despite what she may believe, I have great interest in her well-being, and not just because she keeps mother out of my hair. I'm glad I met her Gavin before she pitched headfirst into something I can only imagine will end badly, and then we'll have to find a new place to grocery shop, and we'll have to litigate to get her painting back. And now I'm driving her to the looking like house where I will tell mother I cannot possibly stay, where I will avoid Henry's stare and give little Addie a quick hug on my way out the door. I will return to my own house alone, to my own life, such as it is, where no one expects anything from me. And if they have something to tell me, they do so carefully and respectfully. My family drains me with their upfrontedness, their joviality, their forever coursing insecurity and gladness. Give me distant neighbors, give me colleagues, give me acquaintances. Give me leave of these hungry people, these ones who want me bare and open-handed, these muddy, needy people who think they know me best.